Today's topic is this. When delivering a product, a subtle difference can determine whether it becomes system income or not. So when delivering a product, that small difference can make it system income or not, right? What is it that we want? It's system income. Then for it to become system income, what is important for a business owner in Atom? These business owners, our rule is this. We need to ensure good duplication. When I look at it, I went to Success Academy this time, and I keep repeating myself. Even if I say the same thing over and over, people hear at different times, so I have to keep saying it. It's about duplication. And it's important to duplicate the simplest thing. Those of you here might think, I already know this, but it's not enough for just you to know. Your partner also needs to understand it and duplicate it exactly the same way so that you can build a solid system income. So in my opinion, the easiest thing to duplicate is listening. Back then, when Imperial started Atomy, he said he would fill his seminar room with his partners, all under his own downline. He understood the essence of it. Is it easy to achieve sales and gather people all by yourself? Or is it difficult? It's difficult. You have to come together as a group for the snowball to grow, which leads to increased sales and more people join. But when I explained it like this, people still seem to find it difficult, even though I kept saying it that. So as I started working in the field, I realized there's something people should understand because I'm also someone who didn't have any network marketing experience. So I just spoke based on how I felt. Boss, after seeing me now, do you think it's easy to speak like I do? Or is it difficult? They said it's difficult. They can't do it. Of course, I've been doing this for 8 years now. They can't do it. They just can't. That's what I said. I've got a lot of experience under my belt. That's just how I am. But boss, is it easy to listen to me? Or is it hard? They said it's easy. That's why it works. No matter how old you are, anyone can listen. So I told them, you need to participate in the system. And they agreed. They nodded. So from then on, whenever I talk about the importance of duplication, I say that duplicating something easy is possible, but speaking about it is difficult. However, listening is easy. So since the easiest thing to duplicate is listening, I've been hearing the same story for 8 years now. For someone young and capable like me, is it a waste of time to set aside time for that? Or is it not a waste? Of course, it feels like a huge waste. It really feels like a waste. So why do I keep going there? If I keep skipping those meetings, will my partner start skipping them too? Then do you think the system will run properly? They're watching me, aren't they? They're just seeing me come and go, looking distracted and unfocused. That's why I just stop and even sleep inside that system. If you're tired, just sleep there, right there in the seminar. Still, at least we're together. That's why just the other day, I almost got into an accident. And there was that road rage incident too. So that day, I was so tense and tired. I wondered, why did time go by so fast? Turns out I slept the whole day. In the seminar room, it's already over. So after sleeping like that, it was hard to open my eyes. Then last time, one of my partners said, oh, that director just sleeps all day, and then opened up their bank book and asked, have you ever used a system like this? It keeps running even when you sleep all day. That's what Atomy is amazing. That's what I said. Everyone in this world having a system that keeps running while you sleep, that's actually a really complicated thing. But with Atomy, just gathering together and sitting with everyone is actually the most relaxing time for me. Everyone. So for me, the day of the success seminar is my time to rest. It's the moment when I can let my mind rest completely. Why? Because I know everything that's going on. But what I pay the most attention to there is what kind of jobs are people getting promoted have. And these days, I look at the trends, what people are thinking, what kinds of professionals are joining. I really get a sense of the pulse. That's what people call intuition or a sense for things. If you fall out of that, you lose touch with that flow. So Lee Hyori said something similar. She used to be a huge star, and anything she did would become a big issue. But then she left the entertainment industry and moved far away to Jeju Island. After trying to return to variety shows after 10 years, she found that the times had changed so much that she didn't know what to say anymore. The skits that used to be funny back then could now cause a huge uproar if you say the wrong thing. Things you say could even become threats. or be seen as problematic in society. And that's just how it is now. So she said that now she can't even speak carelessly and that it's become a bit difficult. But it's the same with this too, even with seminars. You might wonder, why do I have to listen to the same thing again? But you start to pick up on the atmosphere and develop a certain sense for things. So you realize, this is how the trend is moving. That's why you always need to stick together. If you suddenly show up out of nowhere, not only will you have trouble adjusting, but you'll also be unsure of what to do. It'll feel like you're starting from scratch again. So you must never skip out on that system. Understood? And although speaking up is difficult, you still need to try to overcome your weaknesses. If you just think, I can't do it, so I'll just keep listening all the time, that won't work either. But compared to other places where it's just not possible at all, Atomy, if you stick together well, you might get lucky. Your sponsor keeps arranging meetings and counseling sessions, and with a bit of luck, 1 or 2 people could help your organization grow. So the chances are much higher here than elsewhere. And everyone among these duplications, number 1, and number 2, I always draw this out when I talk about it. First, I make sure to mention that there's no membership fee and no monthly maintenance fee. Because think about it carefully, everyone. System income. When we talk about all this in our speeches, what does everyone say? Why do people avoid multi-level marketing? I can't speak well. I can't sell. I don't have any people. I can't give lectures. My mom's face isn't pretty. There are just so many reasons, right? But what about Atomy? Even so, we keep saying, you can do it. But the real question is, why is it possible? How? Why does it work? Why? That's the point. It's because there are no sign-up fees or monthly maintenance fees. So at unlimited levels, someone better than you can join globally. You really need to understand this clearly. Only then will you think, this is it. But everyone, when I explained it like this, another situation came up. When I say that someone better than you can join, people start looking only for business partners. So even though signing up should be simple, they end up overcomplicating things. So what I tell them is, boss, I have no intention of making you do business. When I meet those people, they get curious. They wonder, why doesn't he want me to do business? People think that multi-level marketing is all about bothering others and causing trouble. But something feels different here. You have to make the other person curious. That's the key. Why? 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 That's how it works. So that's what I told them. The reason Atomy doesn't focus on recruiting business partners right away is because it doesn't bring in immediate money. Since there are no membership or maintenance fees, you don't make money right away. However, in the long run, you could potentially earn consumer benefits from me or do it as a side job. It's all very flexible. When I told that person that there are no membership or maintenance fees, they realized, this is different from the other multi-level marketing companies I knew. So even if I don't do the business myself, since I trust that person and think Atomy is pretty good, I could still introduce it to others. I'm saying this to change people's perception, everyone. This is the key point, everyone. Think about it. Let's say someone comes to you and they ask you to introduce them to some people, but it's hard for you to make introductions, right? It's not easy, is it? If things go well, you get blamed. And if it works out, they take the credit. But if it doesn't, you get all the blame. So making introductions is really difficult. And honestly, when someone asks me to introduce them, it feels really awkward. But because I know how that feels, when it comes to Atomy, when we approach someone, we know about it. But how do people on the outside who know nothing about it feel? They feel really uncomfortable. So I tell them that the reason I'm explaining this is, think about it. When I introduce someone to something and it goes wrong, whose fault is it? Even if I do something good, I could end up getting blamed for it because their thoughts might be different from mine. So if there's no sign-up fee or monthly maintenance fee, even if you don't do it yourself, you could still introduce someone else, right? Isn't that right? If I say this, you have to admit it. And then you realize, that's true. As you keep explaining, sometimes the person you introduce becomes interested. Then that person could become a side hustler, or they might start using the products actively, or even become a proactive business partner. That's what I'm saying. That's really important, everyone. It's a small difference. But those who are fully aware of it, they have no worries about consumer membership. Will you help them get one line? Are you going to help them get a line? For those of you who have a clear understanding of this, and for those who can instill that message clearly and replicate it accurately, that line doesn't matter at all. Isn't that right? These days, a lot of people with network experience ask me if I'll help them get a line. But honestly, relying on someone to get you a line is a losing game. If by align you mean a sales organization, then out of 20 million won, you'd have to generate 10 million won in sales for it. In all my experience so far, maybe someone will surpass me in the future, but up to now, I haven't seen anyone actually do that. On the contrary, people on the other side also ask me for help because they're trying to surpass each other. Even before that, it was the same for me, even though I had a lot of, I used to think, I wish someone would help me out. Just give me a line. I had those feelings too. But in that case, you have to think, maybe I just don't have the ability yet. Everyone, if you really have the ability, why would you need someone to give you a line? You'd be leading the way yourself. Shouldn't you be able to handle 2 lines then? That's why I can confidently say I have no worries about the membership. Why? Because whenever I provide the information, introductions just keep coming in. So I can be a bit more proactive, give gifts, buy delicious food. And what happens if you show positive interest? It just keeps going down, down, down. These days, some of my partner managers say, Atomy has really changed. But it's not that Atomy has changed. This is how it should be done. That way, there's nothing to worry about. Then, after hearing what I said, that person replied, I think this way would actually be easier. So now they're doing a great job signing up memberships for both left and right lines, managing hundreds of people. So what do I do with people like that? I'm meeting with that person directly, having face-to-face meetings right now. So how is the person doing? They're not stressed at all, since their partners are duplicating exactly the same way. And that mindset is firmly established. What happens? For everyone below them, having 2 lines just becomes the norm. So whose job is it to change this way of thinking? It's the leader's job. Is it better when your sponsor's working hard on both lines beside you, running together and helping out? Or do you prefer, I'll do 1 line so you take care of the rest yourself? Of course, people with strong sales skills, network marketing experience, and that kind of expertise are different. That can happen too. Looking back now, I think it might actually be better to support both lines, at least in my current situation. But that's because I have experience and skills. Let's talk about the early days. But when beginners hear about network marketing, do they really support both lines properly? If you want to strongly argue that that's actually worse, what do you need to do? You need to have your own experience. The reason I can speak persuasively to anyone I meet is because I've been through all of that myself, and I know from experience that it doesn't work that way. You can confidently say, this works only if you've actually tried it yourself. Otherwise, you don't really know. So what happens then? You can't speak with confidence. So you just go, okay, because you're interested in this person. You just go, then you say, let me help you out. But what happens after that? Does it work or not? It doesn't work. Then who do you look to? You ask your sponsor to help you out a lot. And then conflicts start to arise between you. That's why from the very beginning, you need to approach this as your own business and clarify your 2 lines. You understand what I mean, right? Next, you should explain that there are no membership fees or monthly maintenance fees, and then let them know that the products are good and affordable so that they can gradually switch their shopping over to this store. So these days, when I work with new partner managers, what really clicks between us is that, the director is really good at explaining this vision. And then, since I take care of both lines, meet with them and hold meetings, this person who is a complete beginner, so as they absorb each part one by one, they say, okay, then I will make sure to sign up at least 1 person a day for the consumer mark change, since I'm doing this as a side job. So later on, they plan to do Atomy as their main job. That's how they started doing it. And then that person started signing up people every day. And as I started sharing the vision with them, more and more of them became active business partners. At first, whenever I meet someone, I always go without any expectations. Why? Because if you expect too much, the disappointment is greater. So I went without any expectations, and everyone ended up wanting to do the business. And then this person also said, I guess I'm a business partner now, and changed their mind. Why do you think that is, everyone? Because with that kind of magnetic pull, people are naturally drawn in. So you all need to let go of the thought, I hope someone better than me comes along. Think about it for a moment. You say with your own mouth, I hope someone better than me comes along. You say, I wish my sponsor were more capable than me. But why do you think someone more outstanding than you would join under you? That's the contradiction. Everyone wants someone better than themselves. But since that person also wants someone better, if you lack experience, skills, or depth, they won't be under you. You know what I mean? If it's not under there, then no, then what should I do? That's why we need to be grateful and humble. You shouldn't be so stubborn. If I didn't know, then, oh, I see. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, yes, yes. My father said this to become a servant. I think that's right too. We should become servants. Servants. So, oh, yes, 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 yes. But me too. It's the same for all of you. Even when I was a director, when I met new people, I listened to everything they had to say. I told them, oh, I'm good at playing a supporting role. Please talk to me. I'll take care of everything. This is how I do it. Me too. That's the Atomy business. But when you really understand the depth of Atomy, you become even more grateful for how those things help your organization grow later on. Wow, that sponsor makes a lot of money, but they're still so humble. Wow, I want to be like that sponsor too. And that's how people become self-leaders. You know what I mean, right? That's why my attitude is extremely important. You know what I mean, right? Then that person thought, the director made things so clear and helped the consumers join. So now, since I'm a bit older, I should start studying the products myself because I'm really interested in them. So they started looking things up and learning more about them. So they said, I'll study the supplements a bit more. And since Atomy supplements are fermented, I can take fermented products. And then they started talking to people one by one, planning to introduce the products to them that way. And as they were selling to me, they thought, I should try giving gifts along with the products as well. I was the one who taught them. Because I actively set an example and took the initiative, the other person also thought, then I should figure out what role I need to play here. But did I say, boss, since you're working on both sides right now, do it this way? Did I act high-handedly? I didn't do that. But even so, I called the partner company, the one I was connected to, and said, congratulations, boss. If I say, it looks like things are about to explode with success, how would you feel? Would you feel bad? Of course you'd feel great. So then, everyone, even if I said, boss, you're busy today, so you don't have to come, they still want to come because they want to be part of it, everyone. So if you want your partner to work for your business, if you want to make them a worker, you have to create an environment where they can actually do the work. But with Atomy, we can't make it our full-time job yet. Not yet. So what should we do if we can't make it our full-time job from the start? We have to lay the groundwork as we go. So as this foundation grows, we have to completely change our own attitude. I wish someone better than me would join, but if I lack experience, I need to start by building the basics, which means I have to start by getting rejected. I need to be the first to switch my shopping to Atomy. If you grow by gaining insights one by one as you go, things will go well. But if you keep blaming others, blaming your line, saying you met the wrong sponsor, your partners aren't good, or the support is weak, then your business will never take off. You understand what I mean, right? So you always have to be grateful. You get it, right? Then you show how products are good and cheap, and you show members stacking up underneath, like poking potatoes or sweet potatoes, saying, hey, you have 50 people under you, or you have 49 people under you. By doing this, you spark their curiosity, and when they switch shopping to our products and get cash back, what happens? That person could become an active consumer. So when turning a side hustler into a loyal user, consistent follow-up management is necessary. You understand, right?